Hello parents, welcome to video blog number 2. This one's about practicing. This first part's going to be about how to get your child to practice, and then the second part that'll come right after this one will be what your child should be practicing early on. In these early phases, it may be easy to get your child to practice. It may even be tough for you because you may hear them doing things and be uncertain that they're practicing what they're supposed to be practicing. Later on, there's going to become a challenge because there are parts of this that will become work, but overall, it should still be something that's enjoyable. Whenever it becomes schoolwork, kids are automatically going to think they not like it, think they don't like it, and then when they get into a little bit of practice time, 20 minutes, 30 minutes has passed before they know it. But what we want to do with our practice time is we want to set little goals. And this is something you can help your child with. Before they sit down to practice, what are they going to practice? We want to set little goals for our younger kids. We don't want big goals. They're not going to play a whole piece right away. We want them to work on 1 or 2 measures at a time, play it a lot, get a lot of repetition on it. Maybe even just work on playing this note and making it a steady pitch, producing it the right way. And those goals help practice time be a little bit less of a mystery. Because as a child at this age, what they see when they think of practice time is they see everything they could possibly do, and it becomes overwhelming. Because kids have trouble focusing on one thing that they need to work on. So when you sit down and help your child pick a goal, I'm going to work on these 2 measures and I'm going to do it for 5 to 10 minutes and I'm going to repeat it 3 or 4 times. And then that's going to be my practice session for today. They're going to get a lot of reward out of that. They're going to learn a lot from that because they're going to be able to apply that little goal, and setting that little goal, they're going to be able to apply that to everything else they do in life. And that's going to help them build on relationships, on social skills, on skills in other classes, on learning a skill that maybe be outside of school. But what happens when those little goals they're not setting themselves, or it becomes challenging to get them to set those goals? Great. Make it a game or tie it to something they love. All right, you want to play a video game. Great. You want to play a video game for 20 minutes, you need to log 10 minutes of practice time. I had a student a couple years ago that had his Bell kit set up right next to his Xbox controller. And he would practice for 5 to 10 minutes and achieve 1 or 2 of those little goals. And then he would go play a level or 2 in a video game that he wanted to play. And then he would go back and he would practice on his instrument. Now this was a self-motivated student. He didn't have a parent down there with a timer timing him. He was just really self-motivated and really smart about doing that. He knew that he wanted to progress on percussion. He knew that he wanted to progress in the video game. So he put those 2 interests together and divided the time up. And he became one of the best percussionists I've ever taught. It's pretty fantastic. Another idea I read about yesterday is we want repetition to become a part of their skill set development. So put 3 beads or 3 pennies on a stand, and they've got to do that goal 3 times in a row, not just once. 3 times in a row. And each time they do it right, they're going to move that penny, bead, or marble to the other side of their music stand, or their other side of their dresser, or just move it. So they've calculated that they've made that improvement. When they've done that 3 times in a row, then they're good to go. If they do it 2 times and miss, move it back to the other side. Once they've done it 3 times in a row, they've achieved that goal 3 times in a row, put those beads, marbles, or pennies in a jar. Once the jar reaches a certain level, we get a reward. That reward could be a date night with mom or a date night with dad, family time, something that is, a reward for everybody and that really makes us feel great. So hope this has been helpful. I'll post some more of these ideas as they come across my table, and listen to the next section on what your child should be practicing.